man. Cruising Trooper, huh? What's happening? Yeah. What's good, world? What's happening, world? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Cognac Confessionals. I'm your host, Dashay. Here at Where Media Meets Studios, in conjunction with VJ TV, Farrell Films, History in the Making Entertainment, Keep It Cloudy Productions. On this Friday, first Friday of February, what you so-called Negroes call Black History Month, but I'm melanated 365 days of the year, 366 on leap year. But, you know, I'm just saying. It's first Friday. We got a nice show for y'all tonight. Let everybody introduce themselves as per usual.
Hey, what's up with it, man? It's your boy, man, Mac Farrow, a.k.a. King Farrow, a.k.a. the Donald Goins of filmmaking. And, you know, I'm just here to bring it to you from a player perspective, as usual.
And it's the Kid Camouflage in the building, K-A-double-M.
Hey, I'm Dashay Carter.
Our guest tonight is Dashay Carter.
Come on,
actress.
we need
Yes.
I
Promote
am
yourself.
a behavior therapist by day. I am a model, event coordinator. I'm a designer as well. That's all I can think of at the moment.
She wears many hats.
Yes.
She gets it done. She's working, getting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday, sis.
Happy Friday.
Shout out to the boy Ram for hooking up the hats.
Oh yeah, I need one of those. Cheers. First Friday, February.
I'll toast to that.
Yeah.
I forgot it was first Friday, but it's too cold.
Black History Month. Yeah. Anyway. So.
The Troll
What's up,
Master.
Ant? Yeah.
Troll Master. Comments already.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So,
My thing though about this
God.
so-called Black History Month is I'm just gonna look at it like this. It's one month to highlight, but the whole year is ours, man.
I celebrate year round just like I do my birthday.
But I saw something interesting on Twitter. This year, I'm not cheering for everybody black. I'm only cheering for everybody black that's also cheering for everybody black. Y'all will get that at 2:45 a.m.
Oh, he said 2:45. Okay. So, how y'all week been? Shay, how you been?
Stress.
Stress.
Because I do behavior therapy, the clients cancel because they're on a vacation, but that means I don't get paid. So I'm trying to put the pieces together.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
So, behavioral therapist.
Yes. So I work.
That is a committed job.
Yes.
So you do like mind control or something?
I work with kids who have autism, and I just help them with different things that they need help with. Like, most of the time it's social skills, but sometimes it's like day to day, like brushing your teeth, taking your dishes and putting them in the sink, like that stuff, that kind of stuff.
That's dope. Working with kids is a beautiful thing, and most people call it special needs. I think of it as gifted. That's an extra gift.
Exactly.
And you know, there's no negative connotations at all from me when it comes to anybody in those situations. But that's dope. And I mean, you just can't wake up and say, I want to be a behavioral therapist.
Yeah.
You got to do some schooling, and that's a commitment. And I salute you for doing that, sister.
Thank you.
Tell us about your journey into that. What made you want to become a behavioral therapist?
Well, I've honestly always worked with kids. Like, when I was in college, I was working at the Child Development Center. I wanted to do therapy. I have an AA in psychology. After I had kids, I slowed down on my education, but the goal ultimately is to be a marriage and family therapist. So when I got the opportunity to do behavior therapy, I was like, well, this is in the field and this is going to help me in the long run, and it's helping them, and I've learned a lot from them and learned a lot about myself, and it's been a great journey for me, and it's also helped me be a better mom because I can take the stuff that I learned from work and that I was trained to do and apply it there. So
in other words, your kids don't stand a chance because you train. Nothing, no antics or nothing they can pull off because you got the jujitsu already on how to deal with it.
Kinda. I wish it was that simple.
So how long have you been in this field?
Since April of last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Since April of last year.
Okay. Good. I mean, I ain't gonna ask you how old you are. You shouldn't ask a woman how old they are.
I don't mind. I'm 28.
You look 22.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, she ain't even reached her dirty 30s yet. She accomplishing goals and shit.
Yeah.
That's what's up. It's good to see melanated people doing shit. Shout out to the people that's handling their affairs and doing careers and all that good things. You know what I'm saying? Salute that all day. So, in your chosen field, because you're a behavioral therapist, you're a designer, actress, you do take us into who is Dashay?
So honestly, it's kind of cool because I was talking to my friend about this like a few weeks ago. I'm doing a little bit of everything I wanted to do growing up. I've always wanted to be an event coordinator. Like my ultimate goal was to be the officiate at the wedding, be the premarital and postmarital therapist, and to coordinate the wedding. If they wanted me to do all that stuff. But the goal is to take all of my skills and put them all in one place and have like 3 big buildings where I have my clothes in there, but I also have other small businesses clothes in there. And I have a fitness area and a therapist area and like a little organization for the kids to go and do what they need to do. Like, like stuff to keep them,
Occupied.
Like that. So I've been tapping into a little bit of everything so that I can learn and grow. So when I do have that, it'll be easier for me to, like an easier flow, and people will already recognize me for that. So I've started event coordinating for a restaurant in San Francisco.
Okay.
B&B Wings and Things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I seen your posts. I need
Yes.
to check them out.
Yes. So I've that's how I met Jerry Law.
Look.
Yeah, the comedy shows. So I started with comedy shows, but now he's letting me do more events there. So I'm doing that, and then I have a clothing line. This is actually my dress.
Show what you doing.
So I have a clothing line. It's more like body positivity affirmations. I started with Love Your Body because after having kids, it was hard. So I started with that because the way I see it is if I put it on a shirt, you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands, like you're in the mirror all this time, all throughout the day, so you're seeing it, and eventually you'll start believing it. So I started with the Love Your Body every step of the journey because I found myself like working out and being like, oh, I'll wear that when I get to this size or this, So I started with that one, and then I went to I'm Not For Everyone because growing up I was a people pleaser, and so in my small business I would find myself taking things personal when I would get a sale or something. Yeah, and so I was like, you're not for everyone. You're gonna choose. You're gonna have your tribe, and those people are gonna support you, and everyone's not gonna support you, and it's not the end of the world. So that was the next one, and then I built me, and then it just goes on and on from there. So that's mainly what my clothing line is: body positivity, affirmations, stuff that's gonna help people fall in love with themselves. And what else do I do?
Let me back you up for a second. So you said premarital and postmarital counseling. And what caught my mind is if you need counseling before you get married, you definitely going to need a counselor after you get married. So what does that mean to be premarital, need a counselor?
Most people who officiate won't officiate if you don't have premarital they want to make sure that you're going to remain committed to one another.
Okay, so I misinterpreted what you
Yeah,
mean.
that's
I
what
was
I'm
taking it
saying.
the same way. Like if y'all having problems like that,
No.
y'all could just
No.
go away.
No.
You because in I don't do the religion shit, but they say that I'll just use religion because a lot of people y'all religionified ass. They say term equally yoked. So you want to go into a marriage, which I've always said, a marriage is a business merger with feelings, and I don't mean as a business transaction. No, it's I'm the CEO founder of Dashay James Incorporated. My wife is the CEO of her Incorporated. It's two different businesses. We merge.
Yeah.
Our goal is to diversify our portfolio. If you merge any business, you got to do your homework. Because if you don't, who you selling? Your mate could be selling. I'm just using terms. Barbecue, and this person, her thing is something completely different that don't even mesh with a barbecue business. So you got to make sure you mesh. So premarital counseling, and that's one thing too. You melanated people, stop thinking that counseling is a bad thing. It's not. You should always be able to have somebody to talk to that you can share your thoughts and reveal your true self to. And
you got to overcome generational trauma in our community.
true, you're right, but nothing wrong with therapy, seeking help, to have somebody to talk to and listen to. Just like we here, men, we're not supposed to cry. Boys don't
I
cry.
cried this morning. Fuck it.
Nigga cry in the car. Get over it. Suck it up. I'm gonna give you something to cry about. All that bullshit, them generational curses that we've even perpetuated and put on people. I ain't perfect, but I learned. But yeah, counseling is good. Everybody needs it.
Yeah, I cried this morning, and then with tears in my eyes, this dude cut me off with my parking spot, and I got out, and I promised him I would make him touch every inch of downtown Oakland. He probably thought I was a complete madman, but
Yeah.
because nigga was sitting there teary-eyed, but telling him, motherfucker, I'll pull you out that bitch. Everybody, hey, so shout out to Blood, man. You was about to be the recipient of some shit that wasn't even actually
Had nothing to do with you, but you
exactly.
was
It was some whole other shit. But that also comes down to one time one of my doctors at Kaiser said, hey, you seem a little down. Do you need to talk to somebody? And I was like, hey, doc, I'm black. We don't do that. Oh, man, that white lady flipped out on me.
Yeah, got to get out of that.
Everybody needs somebody.
Blues
But we learned, though, as a defense mechanism, though, especially as black men, we learn to fuck it, push through no matter what.
Yeah.
Until we can't, then we shoot up the club or we do Lord knows whatever, and it's really, and then we sitting there about to get 47 years to life, and it's really, if we just would have stopped and let somebody know how we were feeling or what we was going through, we wouldn't be sitting there. But there's a lot of brothers in San Quentin right now that if they were to talk to somebody, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, thank you for tuning in as always. Pharaoh's favorite daughter.
Yes, indeed. Hey, what's up, Tommy?
So,
Actually, I can, Tommy. I'm bulletproof. You know your dad's Superman.
we talked about the bed with therapy. So, and you're also a designer. Where did you get the niche to want to be a designer? And what, okay, we'll start there, and then I have another follow-up.
Because I wanted to be in fashion. Like, I literally used to grow up watching Next Top Model and taking notes. And then there was one episode, and there was a girl who was my size. She was short and thick, and they didn't have a spot for her in high fashion. So although she was good, she didn't make it. And so after that, I was like, dang, I gotta change my career course. Like, because I'm young. I'm in like 5th grade. So I'm thinking, if she can't do it, well, I can't, So then I was like,
representation is a powerful thing.
Yes,
so I was like, well, I still want to be in fashion. So I looked into designing and styling. I even, like, in high school, I even took like fashion class and sewing class and stuff like that to do that. I literally took French because I was like, I'm gonna be in Milan during Fashion Week. So so that's what got me there, to wanting to be a designer, and then being like, I don't know, it just helps me get my creative side out too, because I'll come up with something and I'll put it on a shirt, and then it's usually for me, but then other people will like it, so I'm like, girl, I got you. What color you want, what style you want, and I'll make it for you, and I'll sell it. Of course, gotta make some money, but so that's kind of how I got started with that. Just trying to still stay in the same area of what my dream was. So.
Okay.
And you've also branched into acting. How was that?
I have. It was good. I'm honestly, I'm really glad that you reached out to me, and the other girl that I cannot remember her name at the moment. But I'm glad that you guys pushed me. Yes. Yeah. I'm glad that you guys pushed me to encourage me to do that, because.
Now looking back at the footage, you giving him a pretty good beating.
Hey,
Was that some repressed anger that you was working out?
I was having a hard day. No, I'm just kidding.
So what's up, Slim?
TM.
So you like I said, you wear many hats. So for designing and whatnot, did you go to school for it? Anything, or is it all internal? I mean, because us as melanated beings, we radiate the vibrant beings of everything, and so it's always in us. But to the pilgrims, you got to go get some accreditation and certification, in their world. But
so for me, at the moment, I'm not sewing my clothes together. I buy clothes wholesale and I put my designs on them, and I'm also in contact with a print on demand company. So I design that stuff. But I feel like it's like a part of me, like the drawing and like coming up with stuff. I see stuff and it inspires me, and then I make it my own and stuff like that. But I didn't. I did take fashion school, and I did take art classes in high school and college. But that's kind of the extent of it.
You can shut your school out if you want.
I went to many schools. My high school, Golden Valley High School in Merced. And my
209.
The college, yes. The college that I went to get both of my AAs was Merced College.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check out there, the Merced peoples.
I ran for 196 yards against Merced College at Fresno City.
I went 196 miles per hour through on the 5.
I flew past Merced one time on that jet. I was just looked down like this.
No, Merced and Madera both had ballers. They had some ballers out
No,
there.
Merced had, I'm trying to think, did we play them in high school? Well, I wasn't on the football team because I was making money in high school. But the high school I went to, they played them at one time. Acting, we did a scene.
Yes, I am.
We did a scene where coming up in the latest Feral Films production. I had the pleasure of working with you. Great energy. The world today, because I want to go into your behavioral therapist hat. We talk about mental health, and all in general, all encompassing. Because there's been some crazy shit going on. You got Beyonce charging the arm and the leg with this motherfucking ticket.
She's gonna get it too.
People gonna be out there selling ass and selling fish plates to get them tickets.
How much she charging?
I don't know.
I think the thing keeps saying 5,000.
I seen 8,000 for flow seats, 7,000 flow seats.
For 5,000, I'm gonna need a meet and greet and need to take one of the pictures with her, like how people taking the Chris Brown pictures with me, like for 5 G's and Beyonce bent over. Fuck it, it is YOLO.
Be nice.
But SZA got tickets on sale for $238. She's coming March 14th, and I'm up in there.
I mean, you had we just had the brother Tyree Nichols' funeral the other day. Rest in peace. and you had this is, once again, I'm speaking on mental health, because everybody be acting like they want to watch this video, and I don't want to watch it. I can't watch it. I suffer from PTSD.
I had to.
I get triggered.
Because I was tired of the myths that niggas were spreading on social media, so I needed to see for myself what actually went on.
And I'm appalled, as always. And the five, I'll call them black, yeah, because black is a color. Them niggas, the 5 officers and the white boy who got quietly dismissed. The 5 brothers was put on Front Street.
Arrested.
Yeah. And the white boy was, quietly relieved of duty, probably on paid administrative leave.
Already transferred to another department. This money ain't gonna stop.
Yeah. The trauma that we as black people, I was low vibrational, I call this black. That's melanated gods deal with on a day-to-day. And this is a question I'm posing to all y'all, and please, I'm gonna give y'all each a moment to answer this question. How do you prepare yourself, because we all got kids, how do you prepare yourself and your kids for these situations? And because it's gonna happen, it's gonna keep happening, but what do you do? I'll start with you.
Start with me.
Whoever wants to start first.
Had a lot of anxiety about because I have a son, and because their father, is black.
Mm-hmm.
But so I don't really know that I am prepared or that I have prepared them, but I know that for me, what I have to do is in situations when I get anxiety about that, but I'm not in that problem, that situation, I have affirmations that I use, and I tell myself that I'm safe and my family's safe. Your kids are at home safe, you're at work safe, I use affirmations for a lot because if I don't, my anxiety will get the best of me. So like I said, I don't think that I am prepared or that I have done things to prepare them. But I know when I get anxiety about just thinking about it, that's what I do.
For me, it's more of, I haven't had the talk with my boys, but I just try to just raise them right with common sense. Like, in this situation, the brother really didn't do nothing wrong, but for me, it's just kind of like talking to him, because like I say, I don't want to speak on this case as far as what I'm about to say, but like, you can't run, like you can't be, like you kind of got to be respectful and just, just try to avoid putting yourself in certain situations. If they gonna whoop you just because they gonna whoop you, it don't matter really like what you say or what you do, but like a lot of times, like, motherfuckers resist or like they run, and it's like, it's no way you could win. So the first thing is just kind of like understand that. Like, you got to understand there's nothing you can do basically to win. So just try to have your best thinking cap on and just try to really just analyze every situation's going to be different. And just try to just teach them common sense, you know what I'm saying? So that's really my approach.
Huh?
Well, October 23rd, 1987, I was watching the news, and it said that there was a 23-year-old man shot by the police, but they didn't give no names. That next morning, we got a knock on the door. It was one of the homies from down the street, and he said, "Hey man, I don't know if it's true or not, but y'all need to check on Eric." I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Eric is my brother, and he was killed by the police October 23rd, 1987. And so I've always had this fuck the police thing, because they basically shot my brother for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And we never got no type of justice. Wasn't no Twitter, wasn't no social media. It was just, in fact, a lot of black people had to, you must have been doing something. And because this was even before Rodney King and all that. So if the police did something to you during this era, even other black people would have the attitude that you deserved it. But I always thought that the reason why these crackers killed my brother was because they was unfeeling. They looked at us as subhuman. But so in this particular instance with Tyree, to see that these was
Niggas.
black men that did this. And
Don't
not
call
only
them
was,
man. Don't get them motherfuckers that much decency.
well, however, whatever adjective we want to put on it is that, and these ain't even like, say, for instance, supposed to be, as we would say, whitewashed brothers or something. 3 of these cats was Omega,
Yeah.
you know, Omega dudes, which meant that they supposedly should be
They have
entrenched
they
in
have
blackness.
obligation.
They
have
went
an
to,
obligation.
they in one of the blackest fraternities for black men. So you would think that they would have some level of entrenchment with black people, and that they are one of us, and they still acted like
Niggas.
animals and pretty much beat this man without mercy. And I'm literally confused. And there's a lot of people who've always had the mentality of, if only there was more black police, if only there was more police that would see things or be a part of the community, that we wouldn't have that brutality. But here we are at Memphis, a majority black city, a 5-man black team, and cats, and 3 of these cats was
The police chief is black.
Omega members,
Yeah.
and they still acted like Klansmen and beat this man to death. And I'm still baffled on how it even came to this, because that slaps the whole, if only we had more people like us as police.
Which is, and first and shout out to Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. They rescinded all 3 of them niggas' membership, rightfully so. So I'm gonna salute them for doing the right thing. Then this hasn't been confirmed, but because I want to go into the whole social media aspect of this too.
You're about to cover what I'm going to say.
Yeah, because I'm seeing, and I don't know if it's trolls or somebody just wanting clickbait, whatever. The one cop saying, they saying that all this is behind the brother, Mr. Nichols, was working and messing with the one cop's BM.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Now, I'm not gonna say it's confirmed, but I've seen it across social media, and which I wanted to. This is all has to do with mental health tonight, and social media. The social media aspect of all this is triggering. Mentally,
It seemed like there was something personal in there.
you have participation trophy ass niggas. I'm just gonna go on the strength of, if this was true, the whole this is why he did all this, and they saying the one cop took a picture of a dude beat up and sent it to his ex. Dude, this ain't yours, it's just your turn, motherfucker. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. That goes for everybody.
One
It's not
thing about
yours,
the
it's just
mental
your
health
turn.
aspect and how we deal with our kids is that one thing I try to remind all my sons, including the troll king, is that when you get pulled over, be very cautious, even if it's, they say you didn't signal or whatever, because, and I hate to sound like stand down and be a coward or whatever, but you always got to remember that you are his bad mood away from being a hashtag.
You're right.
Anytime you interact with them. So that's why I tell them, never be friendly with them, never volunteer, ask for a lawyer, Don't try to hold court on the side of the road. Don't argue with them over tickets or whatever. Like, what's the girl? Sandra, was it Sandra Bland?
Sandra Bland.
Like, don't argue with them over a ticket where they get to talk about step out of the car, because if they have a demonic spirit within them, you are literally, whether you did anything or not, you are moments away from being a hashtag anytime one of them gets behind you, puts the lights on. So I try to teach my kids to always have the mental perspective of self-preservation. No matter how friendly they seem or whatever, another one can pull up and escalate the situation, and now you're dead. So I always try to keep them in the mental aspect of be cautious and use discernment. Don't elevate. Don't be aggressive, because some of the ones that they have employed are demons. And here goes the ones that are demons, the ones standing next to him that you might think is a nice guy, will literally cover that demon.
Oh yeah.
They will write up a report to make that demon look favorable when he murders you for no reason. So even they say, well, not all cops are bad. Not all cops are bad, but 99% of cops will cover for that bad one.
Yeah.
So
that blue wall.
When in Rome, they all Romans to me.
True. All right, shout out Sister Pringle. Hey, Nell, appreciate you for tuning in, sis. And I got a couple of first-time viewers. Timmy Tim tuning in, long-time viewer.
Timmy Tim.
Let's see, Rhonda Gentry, Miss
If you got
Slayton
small,
tuning
kids,
in.
you got to teach them. You got to teach them that mental strength to be, that these things can happen and they will happen. The world is not all sunshine and rainbows.
Right, you're absolutely right. And for us as melanated people to watch this episode, this rerun, because it's a rerun, you'll understand that we're a rock. You got a rock. And if you got a stream of water that's passing by that rock, and that rock could be a mountain or whatever, big, small, or whatever size of rock, a solid rock. But if this stream of water, which is the images that keep happening to us, water will erode and create deviations in that rock, that solid rock, no matter how solid that rock is. Water is powerful. And we gotta teach ourselves, like you said, how to handle and be in those situations.
Control our emotions.
You definitely got to control your emotions, but at the same time, those who violate our humane rights, our civil rights, our basic right to live functions, they should be held accountable to the highest degree when there's some bullshit behind their actions. Because, like I said, and this statement is based on if the speculation that social media is pushing, this agenda that social media is pushing is true, of all this happened because he was involved with your ex. It's not yours anymore. Hey, anything that ain't mine no more ain't mine, no matter how I feel about them. Some of you daddies should have instilled that into y'all. You can cry in the car. Just keeping it a buck. Nothing wrong with crying in the car. It don't make you no punk. It don't make you less of a man. It just means you're in touch with your emotions and something hurts your feelings. Deal with that shit by yourself. Find you somebody, a therapist, or somebody that you can talk to get that emotion out and help you constructively handle those emotions. But to go out and do this shit, once again, this statement is based on that narrative. Because that's like a hit. That's we in junior high. We a crew. The girl who I like in junior high, and I go get cheese fries and shit at lunch and all that, wanted to talk to some dude from another school. And I'm mad. So I get us to go over there and beat up on dude.
Just
Why?
straight whooping.
Why? That is pure deep bullshit. And y'all, if this was us, y'all wrong for co-signing the shit. Where's the person that says, dude, the fuck wrong with you?
Right.
She don't want you no more. She done moved on.
I'm just tripping that these cats wasn't thinking about their mortgage or their house note or their kids.
Now they got nothing.
Damn,
Like,
we going too far.
Him
Hey,
and lose all this stuff.
and it's
for you.
green light on
Your
you
ex.
niggas.
They didn't even think like, oh, we going too far.
And I'm being a hypocrite because the last time I got pulled over, I cussed his ass out and let him have it.
Was it
And
real?
I'm teaching my kids that. You know
I
what I
stand
mean?
on my
I
shit.
kind of lost it because this fool said I crossed the line, that I was already out of the lane, going out of the lane, or in the carpool lane. I'm exiting the lane. My car's halfway out. He's getting on the freeway. He just mashed, just like and for me, I got buckets and I got nice cars.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in my buckets, they fuck with me the most, and it's like
That's
that
so
shit
slugger.
pisses me off because the stereotype of that is like, oh, it's like the people that you think is down. First of all, you judging somebody by their car, which is some retarded shit.
Judgmental.
First of all, because I know a lot of millionaires that don't have nice cars. So that pisses me off top. But to get picked on so many times when I'm riding in my bucket, when I'm riding in the $100,000 whips, they don't even bother me. I done been swerving, I done did this, I done
They make sure you get home
everything.
safe. Pull up
And
next
it's
to you, too. Hey,
it's like
get
they
home
don't
safe,
want
buddy.
It ain't about
They don't want
economics.
they don't want that fight. But the minute I'm in something, I can't do a California stop or
This
nothing.
motherfucker ain't got no insurance. Pull him over.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so that's why I kind of lost it. And I have to admit, like, I thought about it for weeks after, like, bro, he could have just, like, drugged me out the car and, like, did some shit for what I said. You know what I mean? And then what? It would have been my word against his. And if I lived, you know what I mean? So, what Pharaoh said is right.
But there's a phenomenon to that, because I'm not gonna lie, I got a ticket last July, and I told dude to go fuck himself. I went to court, the whole nine on it. Here goes the thing.
They'll show up.
Even though we teach our kids, sometimes us of a certain age that went through the crack era, went through all this shit out here, sometimes we don't be giving a fuck about ourselves, and that goes into mental health. Sometimes we don't give a fuck about ourselves. But
No, when
I
people,
don't want
when,
nothing-
when
but we
you
don't want
literally
nothing to
say, I
happen.
don't give a fuck right now,
yeah, we
you really get into that character. Like,
but we don't want our sons to
Exactly.
that. Like, so, yeah, I cussed the motherfucker out. You wilded out on him, this and that. But I tell my sons, be cool. Don't whoop-de-whoop. Because sometimes, and this goes into mental health, sometimes as black men of a certain age, we have self-destructive tendencies. And we will sometimes, we don't take care of our health properly, or, we'll end up in situations where they say, oh, y'all having a nigga moment, and we won't even back down from it, when common sense would be like, oh, I got too much to lose. Let me keep
There's no
pushing.
such thing as common sense. If
Yeah,
sense was
but-
common, everybody would.
But I'm just saying, though, is that sometimes we'll have self-destructive tendencies, and because we got a lot of unresolved shit, because our generation don't go to therapists, we
We
don't
don't
get
talk.
counseling, this and that, right?
Hold
But the
everything
flip
in.
side, though, is that we still be wanting our sons to be like, no, do it right there. Have some sense. Don't risk yourself, because
right.
Lord knows, I be sometimes on some, I don't give a fuck about me. But damn, I don't want nothing to happen to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. Nothing. Some shit that I know I wouldn't back down from. Some shit that I would go in knowing it might end to lead to the loss of my life. I'm still going forward, but I would pray that they would have the sense to go the other way. And I know that's a hypocrite.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's a
how I was
contradiction.
feeling about myself.
You know what I'm saying? I'll tell my sons, just say yes sir, no sir, whoop 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 whoop, knowing them well, I'm not gonna do none of that shit. So, and I don't know. I guess we do need somebody to talk to. You know?
Definitely.
Niggas got issues.
And speaking of having someone to talk to, like as a behavioral therapist and even with a psychiatrist, the people who who are the person you go to talk to, they need someone to talk to as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see the memes, they say check on your strong friends and the ones who always holding everybody down. Everybody needs somebody because the world is, y'all and I don't mean y'all, but I mean y'all, not you niggas, but them niggas. Got everything fucked up to where they say in that book, what first is last, last is first, and I get that in some realms, but y'all letting shit that is below last, and you may say, well, how can somebody be past last? You'll get that at 3 a.m. I'm not even going to explain it, but there is something as past last.
So, Dashay, do you find yourself sometimes, due to the nature of the work and the way you're headed on your educational path, do you find yourself sometimes being the unofficial therapist for your friends and family?
I've always felt that way, honestly, because
so you've had a natural inclination already to always be in this field.
I feel like yes, I have. I've had to work through a lot of trauma growing up by myself. I reached out to people, but they didn't do nothing. So I had to take care of myself the best I knew how. A lot of that was suppressing. And it always comes up. It always comes up. That's not the way to go. Trauma or any little things. All of it. I've suppressed a lot, thinking that I was doing okay because I didn't know any better, and it didn't help me. But I was still able to work through some stuff, through poetry, or sometimes I would open up a little bit to different friends if I felt like they earned that vulnerability. But ultimately, I think it's been a year now. I actually ended up getting a therapist because I realized that I wasn't working through my trauma. I worked through some of it. I chipped away at some of it. And I was able to help a lot of friends and families because I'm a deep thinker and I was able to work through some stuff by myself. But it just got too heavy on top of having kids depending on me and what was going on in my relationship. It was too much. So I got a therapist and she's been helping me work through it. So I still journal, I still help my other friends, I still talk to my friends about little stuff. But ultimately I do a lot of my healing with her and just focusing on me and what I need to do, what's important, priorities and whatnot.
Yeah, because like we were saying, that just even in the role that you taken on as you're somebody's sounding board, and I'm not using it in a cheap, you're somebody's sounding board. You're hearing and dealing with so much of other people's situations and whatnot, and you're giving them the best of you, the light and the guidance, but it's like you have the shore and you have the ocean, and this is real life. You might get this at 3 a.m, but I'm gonna give you some shit, and I've heard this. One person could be the shore, the ocean. The waves come in. What do the waves do constantly to the shore?
Erode it.
Yes.
So do you find yourself sometimes being overwhelmed or taking on other people's weight because you're concerned about them, their empathy, and next thing you know, you're carrying?
I used to do it a lot, to the point where I was more focused on their stuff than mine. But I don't do it so much anymore. I've learned to okay, I said what I needed to say to you. I gave you the advice you were looking for. That's all I can do for you right now. and now I gotta pick my own stuff back up, and because I have a lot of stuff that I am working on. So for me, just hearing other people's stuff on top of what I already have working on is a lot. But I would want them to be there for me if I needed it. So I'm there for them. Sometimes I don't even be expecting it. I'd be like, okay, we're gonna have a great conversation, you know. And then it's just like, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're not gonna have a great conversation, you know. But it's the friends that I have in my circle. They're like me. They have traumas that they didn't work on, or they felt like they had overcame it.
Untreated trauma in the black community is
untreated trauma is a multi-trillion-dollar industry.
Facts.
Untreated trauma is a multi-trillion-dollar industry because every vice, anything when it comes to us, our outlets are all because of untreated trauma. Whether it was drugs, sex, women, men,
the self-destructive,
all of that is prevalent in us because of untreated trauma. Get your fucking trauma treated, people. There's nothing wrong with saying you're not okay. And there's nothing wrong with not being okay. We have to, one, eliminate the stigma that everybody has to be perfect. We have to be strong 99.9% of the time. It's okay if you're not as strong for whatever percentage of the time it takes you individually to process and deal with it. We have, because I want to get into the social media and the other aspect of all this, all these unneeded pressures to be fit for women. The traumas of the woman, you gotta be this tall, you gotta be this fit, you gotta be this thick, you gotta be this shape, you gotta be this, and you can't have this many partners, or all these different things that society puts on us, on a woman.
You got to be a virgin who can perform like a porn star.
That's some exactly. Those type of things.
And you can't screw with nobody that lives in this city.
Nobody. You can't like nobody I know.
But I could have banged all your cousins and your homegirls, and you need to not be
that
petty.
was before you, boo. Yeah, that bullshit.
This double standards is
a motherfucker. Hey, I respect the woman who
it goes back to it though, that like you're saying, a lot of men, a lot of women say, "Oh, all you men have fragile egos and things like that." But part of that fragile ego is the untreated trauma.
True.
So anything that hurts your ego makes you fall apart because no matter how you present, you internally don't have that internal fortitude because there's always been water eroding you on the inside. So on the outside, you're a rock.
Because you've been given participation trophies throughout your existence.
So any pressure you get under.
And that becomes either your parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, family, friends, whatever, who coddle people too long.
Black privilege in the building.
What's up, Jonah? My bro, Jordan in the building.
Roy Harris, my boy Pep, old school.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Cousin Kenneth.
We got a lot of, just as melanated people, we have so much baggage to process and being fair, because I don't want to make it seem like everybody's able to deal with their trauma the same, because that's an incorrect statement. There are no absolutes. Only a Sith believes in absolutes. I'm a Jedi. But the time it takes, society will make you think that the time it takes us to unpack this baggage in a
Miss Crawford,
therapeutic, healthy sense to us, because everybody's clock is different. Society will make you think that everything will pass you by, and everybody is in the mindset of, I can't get left behind. So they don't deal with everything. they only deal with so much. And just like I've always said, most people, when it comes to holding yourself accountable to the traumas you've been through, anything, even self-accountability, because holding yourself accountable is trauma. Also, it's good trauma though, if you do it right. Hold yourself accountable. Don't pussyfoot. Pardon my French.
And you have to have a certain level of awareness and being able to be open to it. A lot of us in denial.
Right, because most people only deal with stuff at I'm chocolate, dark cocoa. But, so, look at that. Ooh, see, I ain't putting no lotion on my hand today. So you see that mark, maybe you can, maybe you can't, but y'all see it. Y'all like, this nigga ain't using no lotion today. No Jergens, nothing. Yeah, I mean, no Jergens. But most people only deal with trauma on the surface level. They don't go deep. We gotta get past that. We have to deal with the realness of whatever it is.
So I got a question for you, since you the behavioral counselor. So in the news, so we all heard about the the Olympic medalists in our Olympic team that came out saying that they was being like sexually abused. You know what I mean? And then they come out years later and say it. So as a man, I'm trying to understand, because now we got a new case where the women's snowboarding team is saying that they was being sexually abused back in like the early 90s or something like that. So why do you think that women take so long to come out with these allegations? Because I hear a lot of men say, well, damn, she should have said it when it happened, or that shit sound fake. Like, what do you, like, help us to cause I don't really understand it myself. Yeah. Like, if somebody do me wrong, I'm finna address it, like, soon. So what is it about that?
So that's a lot. There's a lot of different reasons why. One thing is it's embarrassing for some women. The other thing is it's with sexual abuse, a lot, depending upon what it is he said, she said. Like, sometimes there's no way to prove that. And so I think that's why a lot of times if one woman says it, then the other ones will step up. Because a lot of times that's a trauma that we feel alone in. You know what I mean? This is something that happened to me. This is embarrassing. This, like, you know what I mean? And then you get hard on yourself. I shouldn't have put myself
in that position.
Yep, you get hard on yourself, and you start, so then that's when all the negative self-talk comes in, and then you start feeling small, and then I'm just going to keep my head down and do what I need to do kind of thing. It's not like I'm not defending myself, but at that point you feel weak because you couldn't defend yourself. You know what I mean? They're Olympians and they're strong, but they still couldn't defend themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like with those kind of traumas, it's really hard. It's really hard to actually stand up and say something. Right. And then a lot of times when women do stand up and say something, they're not believed. Now I do think it is kind of helpful that there is social media, because they can get together and, there's other people fighting for them. It's not just them trying to fight for themselves. But it's hard.
I agree with you. I think it's a gift and a curse. You got, like you said, the pressures, because you look at, you can have the situation of, like you said, the female is, like Fly said, why they didn't bring it out earlier, there's so many variables when you look at each scenario, each situation is different.
Exactly.
And it could be where they were in a situation where they couldn't come forward because of the situation they was in, whether it was economical situation with school or whatever going on, because it would have ruined something they were doing. And they didn't deserve what happened to them. So I'm never gonna look at someone who comes out later and be like, why the fuck you didn't say nothing back then? Yeah. No, we don't know that situation that they were in at that time. It could be where the person who was the abuser played a significant role to that person, to where this individual, whether male or female, because I know dudes who've been touched by people and had conversations, people they looked up to, and was in a situation where they thought mentally, I thought so highly of this person that like you said, I must be wrong. I must be, so the mental aspect of it, when it comes to when something comes out, the variables are many. All in all, you touch people when they don't want to be touched. Fuck you. And I hope the universe gives you every bit of everything you deserve, every time, twice. And I'm not gonna say on your kids, because your kids didn't do it. You did it. I hope you get it. All of you, each and every one of you, no matter what race, color, creed you are. Because there's R. Kellys, there's R. Shelleys, and yeah, all you motherfuckers. Fuck you. Damn. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. Social media. Because we're on social media. Y'all watching this via social media. Social media is a gift and a curse, as we all know. There is the thing of too much information too quick, but also when we look at the days of before us, you wouldn't hear about nothing until way yonder. Everything was a legend. Allegedly.
And then you get to putting the extra on it. And stuff.
Exactly. You can put 10 people in a line, and the first person to say, this is what the word is, and by the time it gets to the last person in the line, it's been some shit added. Social media has given us the platform to share shit with everybody instantly. Double-edged sword, because idiots have access to the internet as well. Trolls, racists, every person, pedophiles, everybody. Everybody has access to the same internet. Which, I'm not a communist and I don't believe in limiting anybody's free range. But it's a gift and a curse. The gift and the curse of social media. I want to ask you, all three of y'all, this question. What is your understanding, or how do you feel about when it comes to justice and everything being shared, as quickly as it can be shared now on social media, whether it's the cops doing something hella bad, because I've seen videos of females trying to set up other females or dudes to get robbed, and it didn't go the way they planned because these females was like, they with it too. Came out bang, bang, bang. I mean, everything that we used to lightweight hear about back in the day, and you hear it third, fifth hand. Yo, my cousin Leroy down there by the bake sale used to say that them dudes over there off that street off whoop dude, and man, now everything's instant because we can all walk out here right now when people try to get us, and somebody gonna go live, and it's instant, and we all got followers. And make sure y'all follow us. On YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook. Follow all of us, please do. What I'm saying, it's a gift and a curse. But what is your thoughts on the role of social media when it comes to the positive and negatives of mental health? Boom. There we go.
I don't know. I know for me, I kind of need it because I'm always on the go. So I don't watch the news.
I don't watch it either.
So I find out stuff through social media, but I'm also able to pick and choose what I see on my feed. But I have been burnt out on it, but I have to be on it because I'm good coordinating. I gotta connect with people. I gotta post and stuff. So I've been trying to figure out some sort of way to get a breather because I can't hire someone to run my social media pages for me.
I was thinking about doing that myself.
A lot of people say that that's what I should do. I got, I think, 5 Instagrams that I have to run that I'm on daily.
You got a few. Make sure you shout them all out too. We'll make sure.
I'm gonna write them in the comments. But so it is hard. It's definitely hard. Like I said, the positive is that I do get to connect with people because I am always on the go. I do get to connect with people, let them know that I care, send a positive message, use my platforms to send positive messages because we do see all this negative stuff all the time. But I don't know about that. the negatives.
I say for me, social media, I think social media, even though y'all know I'm not really big on social media, I think social media is probably one of the greatest things ever invented next to the telephone. Social media is, as a lot of people say, fake, but social media is also very real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see shit that you just wouldn't like normally be able to hear about. And what I like about social media is it stops a lot of the lying. It stops a lot of the, like that story we used to do in school where you whisper in somebody's ear and by the time it go around the room it's something different. No, that's the same video. I seen you get knocked out in front of the store.
You know what I mean? I whooped dude up, man.
So, so I think it is like you always say, a double-edged sword, but I think it's, it's with anything, right? It's what you make of it, right? It's if you choose to just be on there looking at women all day, that's what you make of it. Like, if you choose to use it for a business platform, that's what you make of it. So it's for you, and it takes self-control. For me, I can't do it because I don't have that self-control. I can't do social media all day because I will not get nothing done. And it's just a trip because last thing I'll say is I just was seeing watching this doctor talk about how there's actually brain scans that they're doing on kids now, and it's showing how social media is affecting their brains and how it's literally they get all these endorphins that get released when they see all this stuff. And if you think about it, like TikTok, which I don't have, which my kids have, it's like you're literally scrolling through like 30 videos in 60 seconds.
Right.
Like you're getting, he got knocked out, her ass is hella big. Oh, he's great, he's rich, he's poor, he just stole, he got shot, he did. It's like, what the?
Wild out.
It's so, it can be, too much at times, but I think it's really about what you make of it. And, you know what I mean? I think it's great, really. I wish we had it when I was a kid. I think I'd be rich right now.
I'm glad we didn't. Because the world would have been, oh my God. I get the...
I would have got laid a lot more. And I got laid a lot. So I would have put up Will Chamberlain numbers.
I pinned it.
If you had social media. I'm just saying, but I mean, I guess that's the lowest common denominator you can use it for. Knowing my mindset, I wouldn't have used it to get no money. I wouldn't have used it as no business platform. I would have been like, where the hoes at every day, all day.
We'd have been wild.
Just being, I know everybody be looking back and like, oh, I would have did this and I would have did that.
I would have invested in Google. No, you
I would have been like, where the hoes at?
You would have bought a 50 pack and been in the back of the Volkswagen.
I would have selling dope off of it.
I'm just saying, like, even like stuff like this, like, we've been having shit like this years ago before social media was even a thing. So, like, even if we had this that we started like 30, damn near 20-something years ago, where would we be now? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I mean, like stuff like that.
Right.
Even just capping, bro. Like, we was crazy cappers. Like, I couldn't imagine
I
some
was
of
viral.
us being on TikTok. Like, we would have been bagging on food.
Young with that young
Yeah,
energy
to have
so bad.
the
Oh man,
access.
I'll be up there.
I agree with y'all. To have the access that these the younger generation has now, and even I deal with my youngest. My youngest will be 18 next month, and
What's up, Candace?
the outreach and his social status, because he out there, he doing this thing. Sports and college and education wise, my young one is doing this thing. But he has a great social network of friends who doing all type of big things. And when I was his age, if I would have had that much outreach, it's a double-edged sword, gift and a curse. It's like, man, maybe I could have been way much, but then I also think of, there's shit that I don't want none of y'all motherfuckers to ever know. There's shit that I'll never speak on. I'm just keeping it a buck. There's shit that'll never come out of my mouth. And I'm thankful for social media. There's shit I may know third hand, fourth hand, fifth hand, both hands. It'll never come to the light of day. And because social media wasn't around, it didn't happen.
I saw a video,
Because-
it's not a new video. This fool literally, he's running around with his camera.
Mhm.
He runs into a rival gang member and just pops him on
On camera?
live. And I'm just like,
Attention is a hell of a drug.
That's them endorphins.
That's
come on, bro. Like, what
social
chance
media has, because what happens is, and I will say this, even with adults, and this is not all, I'm just saying, with social media, people took the blue check, the millions or hundreds or whatever of followers to really equating it to relevance, or it means that you're the shit. No, you could be back in the day, what they called it, the snake oil sellers.
Dr. Seavey.
We're not going there. But all I'm saying is popularity. People have traded popularity for real relevance with social media. It's given the kid, and like Flaw said, I'm a bagger. I've been a bagger. I talk shit about people. I was not politically correct coming up as a kid. I said all the inappropriate shit. I was funny. I'm good at it. I still am good at it. And I will bag your ass under the table all day. Humbly, respectfully. But the kids who society is giving all these participation trophies to, and everybody deserves to be somebody. So please don't mince my words. All I'm saying is, social media has given a voice to everybody, which at the same token, what I'm going to say, everybody has a voice. Everybody deserves a voice. I will say that. True. At the same time, everybody don't need to be heard.
Not at all.
Everybody deserves a voice, but everybody don't need to be heard. I ain't say deserve to be heard. Everybody don't need to be heard. There's a difference. Because I don't want nobody to confuse any fucking thing I say. Because I stand on my shit like a telephone pole. So, social media, gift and a curse. We own social media. So you wouldn't be hearing me if we wasn't on social media. So I'm not going to ban and really go all bad on social media. But like you said, it's how you use it. Oh, the door flies. See, you lock yourself out. Wow. The things we do. Participation trophies. So, Dashay, Mr. Carter, do you have any events coming up?
A lot of events.
Let's plug them. Let's talk about them. Yeah, take a second
reference
to
my
reference. Just let them know where they
my
can find you, what's going on.
Instagram. Actually, it's on Facebook too.
I pinned your post.
Yes.
Y'all make sure y'all follow the sister. She's
Dashay
trying
Carter
to make shit happen.
events. So, my most, I have so we're gonna watch the
What you got
Lakers
coming up?
versus Warriors game
Uh-huh.
at B&B, Wings and Things.
And
These are all at
Wings and
B&B, Wings and Things. I have a brunch coming up too for Valentine's Day, but it's the day of the Super Bowl, so of course right after.
Sunday the 12th. The
We-
Super Bowl's on the 12th, right?
Yes. So right after we're celebrating the Super Bowl.
Yes.
On the 18th, comedy night.
Okay.
And then on the 24th, game night. And a vendor event on the 25th. And then we're starting all over in March.
That's what's up.
But all that information is on it's linked that you pinned it.
I
So
pinned it. You guys, make sure you follow this sister. She's
Yeah,
trying to
I
make
think-
things happen. You know me, I always support us melanated people doing our thing, sharing our gifts to the world, as we always do, because it's in us, not on us. You know, it's always about each one teach one. All that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Von Trapper in the building, my guy. What's happening with it? Cadillac Tom in the building. Where do you see yourself going in the mini future?
the mini future.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What would you like to see yourself doing?
I would like to see myself doing all of this, but on a higher level. I want
Facts,
to
Vaughn.
be. I want to be doing behavior therapy, but right now this is my full time. That's my full time job. I want it to be part time, and I want to be working Carter Love full time. So that's designing. That's my hair and skincare products. That's modeling. That's event coordinating, but bigger events like people's birthdays and weddings and anniversaries, like that, those kind of events. But I am learning a lot from this, so of course I'm trying to make sure that I don't skip any steps, because that's what I like to do. I like to speed through things, partially because social media. But I always come back to my affirmations and remind myself not to compare myself to other people, and that my journey is my journey and they're on a different journey. So I would like to be doing what I'm doing, but on a higher level, making money, like building on what I'm doing, but like I said, and more so what I dreamed of instead of like these little baby steps. But
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you have your affirmations written down?
I have them recorded, actually. I have them written down.
Vision
I have
board.
them posted around my room. I have a vision board.
There you go. Okay.
And I have them recorded, so after I work out, I sit in the sauna and I listen to them. They're 5 minutes long. So my last 5 minutes of the sauna, I sit and I sit like this. And I try to keep my eyes closed so I don't engage with other people, because I use I have therapy, but I also use the gym time as my therapy time. So I have different outlets to help me grow, and affirmations is a big part of that. So they're recorded on my phone, but if I can't listen to them, they are written, and they're all over my room. And
Once you write
Yeah.
something on paper, it becomes real.
Exactly.
Because no matter how cerebral some of us are exceptionally cerebral. As long as you keep it in your head, it has the ability to be forgotten or delayed, because our brain is doing zillions of things at a time, every moment of the day. If I could put it in front of me, I could touch it. If I can put her in front of me, I can touch her. If I can put the money in front of me, I can touch it. If I could put the video game in front of me, I can touch it. If I could put the weed in front of me, I can touch it. Senses. I know your senses. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you'll get that at 3 in the morning. Tell everybody what y'all got coming up.
Well, right now I'm working on a sci-fi, horror, drama, comedy. It's something for everybody. It's like,
Everything?
I mean, literally, think Close Encounters meets Dolomite meets the Avengers.
Damn.
It's very diverse. It's gonna be very fun. We're having a lot of fun making this. I mean, and we incorporated a lot of technology. You're in it.
Yeah, I'm in that motherfucker.
Dashay is in it.
Yeah, we got some scenes.
We still gotta get Flodge in it.
Yeah, we got,
You know what I'm saying? But when we do though, man, it's like this. Put it you like this. It's gonna be epic. It's called A Hero in the Hood, and man, you know, we just making a major move with this one.
Making things happen. Fly.
Yeah, just production, music production. We got a lot of shows coming to the town, so I've been working on promotions of my marketing company, which brings different artists to different clubs in the Bay Area. So we working on that, and then podcasts. We got some other podcasts that we gonna be bringing to y'all this year. I'm not gonna speak on the exacts right this moment, but they are coming soon.
Can't talk about Drip.
Oh yeah, Drip for sure is coming.
Drip.
Oh man, Drip Money Show, man. Yeah. And sis, say what you gonna.
Yeah, I was like, I went over my events.
Yeah, you got your events coming.
Yes.
Hopefully you more acting. I want to see you doing. I hope everything on all y'all's lists, you know, prospers and comes to fruition, along with y'all that's watching. For me myself.
Just a shout out to Von Trapper, man.
Von Trapper in the building, the homie in the building. He actually in the building, y'all. So, as for myself, I've been dabbling in like you know, we talk, and so your biggest enemy is yourself. Man hater is yourself. Like I've been talking, I've been talking this shit about the book and doing the movie and writing this shit down and all this shit, and I think I'm gonna really jump into letting that shit fly on some shit. But I might even come to the booth and come out of retirement on the booth and jump on some music shit, because you know I got bars like candy. But to everything we've been saying, man, shit is real. We appreciate everybody tuning in as always, because y'all could be doing anything on a Friday, but you choose to tune in with us, and I humbly appreciate it. Thank you, sister, for tuning in. You've tuned in. We've been networking. You was like, hey, I want to be on this date. You here? I appreciate you for coming in.
That was on time.
Well, for sure, cause y'all that know me, I don't do CP. I'm a on time ass brother. You would think I'm Caucasian with how. Because you could waste my money, but don't waste my time. It's the difference. You'll get that at 3 in the morning. But I want to wish you continued success in all your endeavors, everything. I know we got more scenes to shoot with the movies we doing, everything we doing. I wish everybody continued success. For y'all that's tuning in, like the page, share the page. Hey, also I have a YouTube channel, Cognac Confessionals on YouTube. Majority of the shows are there as well. Like and subscribe to there too. Build these viewers up, you know, because we're gonna sit here and talk what we talk every week. Friday live, 6 Pacific Standard or Daylight Time. Whenever an hour after 5 o'clock on a Friday, we here. We may go an hour, we may go 2. Look forward to more in-depth shows coming up in the future. Got a bunch of guests lined up for the future. If you would like to be a guest on the show, message me, one of us. We'll try to line it up, see if it works. We can make it happen. You know, ain't no hating here. You know, we all for everybody. What else can I say? I say a lot of shit. Why? Because God gave me a mind, and she gave me the tools to eloquently express myself very relaxedly, and I does it well. So at the end of the day, it's nighttime. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all want to keep going? If not, we can end it.
No, let's knock it off.
We're going to end it because it's Friday. It's first Friday, too. So, you know, ain't nothing, you can't never have a first Friday except till next month. So, thank y'all for tuning in. Please make sure y'all check out my sister, what she's got going on, as well as my co-hosts, my brothers, and check me out, too. You can find me everywhere that most of y'all probably can't get into. Maybe sometime I'm just bullshitting. Humbly cocky. But yeah, now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, catch y'all next week when we got Hooker Boy in the building.